Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm meadsy69. Welcome back to some OP replays. Yes, we've got two replays for you this evening, and basically they are tier 10 damage in a tier 8 game. So we've got, first up, the Tiger 2. Yes, the Tiger 2 is Wargaming's just made this tank insane. To be honest, the armor profile is really good on the tank, but I have noticed sort of when you just load premium, you should be able to pen it quite easily, but not many people do, and they bounce a lot more than it should bounce. Now, this game, he's going to get a big amount of damage, but he's also going to block some shots as well. So, as you can see, he's gone to the middle here, which is a good position. I like going to the middle because then you can determine if you want to go left, if you want to go right, and he's now determined to obviously go right because that is where some of the heavy tanks have been spotted, and the majority of his team are around here. So there's an enemy Tiger 2 there, but if they push these at the moment, you can see now the 3 heavies have been spotted. There's a tank behind as well. The team could rush. The team could actually rush these heavy tanks. Now, what he's also going to do this game is have a couple of nice HE rounds. Now, the first up into the stayer was a bit of a fail, but you can see him side scraping here, trying to get the bounces, and he literally bounced everything from the stayer. But that is now 2 failed HE shots. Now here comes the guys, here comes backup, but yeah, backup didn't go too well, and the Scorpion bounces his shot and then gets a nasty 525 HE damage into him. And thankfully this AMX 50-100 comes out sideways, and he allows him to get, look at that, he's still burning over 700 damage done to that guy because he was burning and he didn't put the fire out, and he is now dead. So that is that tank gone. 2 tanks gone for the enemy team. You can see this Tiger 2, yeah, very smart Tiger 2, very smart. Not very good play there. He's just, I mean, he's not even moving now. He's detracked. I mean, he had his tracks and he still didn't move, even though he could get shot. Another HE here into the rear of this guy, bringing that damage now up to 3.4k damage. It's now a 5 versus 4, so it's not over yet. There is still a long way to go, and there goes the AMX 1375 to bring it now down to a 5 versus 3. Of course, the Tiger 2, even though he's coming out sideways, he can still be a pain of a tank to deal with, especially if he does start turning around. But luckily for our guy here, I mean, he has just farmed damage, completely farmed damage from guys that are just not too great, especially this Tiger 2. I mean, the whole time he's been shooting this Tiger 2, he's just come out sideways. GG Tiger 2. So now all of a sudden just 2 tanks left alive, 4 against 2. You've got the Shark here, and you have a tank destroyer behind him at the back. So just needs to deal with this Shark. Great tank this Shark is, but of course it's just a little bit too much when you've got 4 tanks all around you. All of a sudden he's a 1 shot. He's probably going to take 2 shots to clear him because he is using APCR, but he is now down to a 1 shot. So he's blocked almost 2k damage. There goes the T43. So it is now just 3 against 1. The J Panther 2, and he is a full hit points. But the J Panther 2 is it's a good tank, got a good pen, and he should easily be able to go through a Tiger 2, especially if you are using the premium ammunition. So 5.6k damage, 3 kills done at the moment, and of course they are all rushing in. Gets a nice shot there. He's on 475 hit points, and the J Panther actually gets a beautiful high roll here, and he does clear him. But at least our guy Russell still gets a final shot into that guy, bringing his damage up to 6,341, 3 kills, 2,350 block damage on top of the damage that he did. And that there is literally tier 10 damage in a tier 8 game. So well played, Russell. Still well played. Nice well deserved ace, but you know that some of them tanks made it a bit too easy for old Russell here. Moving on, we have a Jag Tiger 8.8, driven by Rebel Light. I think it's Rebel Light. Now this tank, obviously I love this tank. It's a super strong tank. I recently did a video on it before I went away. It's Jagdtiger 8.8, but it's actually a 10.5. You have to run it got given the new gun a few years ago, and of course with the new gun it's a tier 10 gun, and it's a great gun. It's got great DPM, fantastic DPM, and actually the front plate of this is still quite strong. Just like the Tiger, it is quite strong. But as soon as you switch to the premium ammunition, people should be able to deal with you. And of course, your lower plate is quite weak as well. Now, it's not a quick tank. It's not the quickest of tanks. So this Middlesbrough here, they've all decided to go up. They've all gone up, which if they stick together, then it's not too bad. But it's with a tank like this, it does take time to get into a battle. But again, as I've said, the reload is very good. 5.9 seconds for a tier 8 tank that does the alpha, the damage that it's got. It's got really good DPM. It's got good armor profile, especially if you're angled and hold down. It's got a really good armor profile, and it is definitely a very strong tank now after it received a few buffs. So here he's going to bully these medium tanks. The Centurion is going to get a shot. The T-44 is going to try to run away, and he does get a nice shot into the rear of that guy. So the T-44 has actually just left this Centurion on his own with, well, pretty much on his own with one other tank around it. And you can see the minimap, all the heavies and the tank destroyer has gone down, and there goes the first medium tank. So now these two tanks up here are in not a good situation. The Light 432 and of course the Centurion, which now is a one shot. That there was a nice shot into that guy. Unfortunately, the FE301, his platoon mate has now decided to, well, he dies, but they do manage to take care of the Centurion. So even though there's one other tank left, he does have a little bit of backup behind, but he's got to be careful not to be circled. And again, what a beautiful high roll that was, and what a nice shot there from the Shark to clear that guy. That was an important shot because he was running away, and that would have been a lot harder because it's now a 3 versus 4. It would have been a 3 versus 5, and the light tank could have caused some issues. So now the Shark, fair play, the Shark had a really good game as well. They've got the higher ground. If he can just hide his lower plate, he's actually got really good armor profile, the same as the Shark. So this is actually a really good position for these guys. They've got the higher ground. The guys below, the heavies below, are going to struggle to be able to penetrate these guys, and they can just farm a little bit of damage. Unfortunately, he is bouncing a few shots on that defender. Now with the VK168 coming up, they both need to focus him. He's a big tank, does a lot of damage, and he's not got much hit points left. And you can see he's just backing up. Now, the VK168 here, God knows what he's doing. He should be focusing the lower hit point tank. But no, he decides he wanted to go for a full hit point tank. And because of that, he is now dead. So they've now got it down to a 3 versus 3. You can just see that armor profile there of the enemy Yag. You can see it's really good. When you're angled correctly, that is actually a really good armor profile on this tank, and you can actually bounce quite a bit of shots if you're in the right situation. So now you can see the defender coming from behind, so he does turn around, which is the right choice to do. And he's sitting in front of the Shark. He's angling in front of the Shark, which again is really good, because at least the defender hasn't got a free shot, or well, he has now, but he didn't make it easy for the defender to have that free shot into the Shark. But now the defender is pretty much on a reload. Now he does take care of him to bring it now down to a 3 versus 2. 5.9k damage, 5.9k damage, but the Tiger 2 here has got plenty of hit points, and just like we've seen in the last replay, could cause a lot of damage, and it can be a real big problem. So they are not, even though the Jagdtiger is a one shot, they're not going to go down, because the Tiger is in a situation where he's just getting shot from both tanks. But given the opportunity, they should take out this Yag, and that's exactly what he's trying to do. You can see he's trying to bait a shot from the Tiger, but he really wants to take care of the Yag 8.8. So that is exactly what he is going to do. Love that play. He's risking taking a shot from the Tiger 2 to clear a tank, and all of a sudden it is a 3 versus 1. Now I think the light tank is actually AFK. He's been AFK for a long time. Now the Tiger is a one shot. Hopefully he should be able to reload before the Shark, and he does just that. What a great game that was from the Shark and our guy here in the VK. Our guy here in the Yag. Very high damage. Again, people wish to do this kind of damage in tier 10, let alone tier 8. 7,500 damage done in a tier 8 tank. So I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. I'm meadsy69, and I'll catch you all soon. Bye-bye.